Hey guys, Austin Smith here with a review of the Waterman Hemisphere fountain pen, one of the most well-known of the modern Waterman pens. We're going to put it out to the side for a second though, and we're going to take a look at the packaging. I don't know if this is the modern packaging. This pen is slightly old. You can see there it says Hemisphere on the side, Waterman, all the information about it. Take it out of the slip case. Recycled cardboard, there we go. Alright, you have a little Waterman booklet there. It's also got filling instructions and such. Recommends Waterman inks, obviously. You open up the box and you have a single Waterman cartridge in blue. There's nothing in this particular box. It does hold the pen quite nicely. Like that when you get it, although I did not get this pen firsthand, so I never actually saw it like that. It's a nice box. Shuts with authority, opens with authority. Cartridge goes in there. There we go. Nice box, good stuff. Alright, now let's bring the pen back in and look at this. This is the black lacquer version with the gold trim. You can see up here, starting at the top, there is an interesting finial, I guess is the word for it. Kind of slanted, unusual for most pens. I like that, although it does kind of look a bit weird in the pocket sometimes. You've got the clip which has the Waterman logo right there. If it focuses, focus, there we go. There's the Waterman logo, and you have the split clip with the hole in the center. That is also a Waterman design, just black, sort of tapering design on the cap there. And the band here, you have what says Waterman, and then you turn it around and it says France. Alright. The rest of the barrel just kind of tapers down and has a little gold reflective nub at the end. There is the camera. Ooh. Anyway, taking the cap off, you have a section that is fairly nice to hold. It's a fairly standard section. Slight taper and then a little flare at the end so that your fingers don't slip off. Looking at the nib, quite a bit of detail work on it. I like it. It is a fine, which I'm also a fan of. Unscrewing the barrel, and you can see the Waterman converter. I believe it is proprietary, although it is quite close to standard international. So I believe they can be modified in some way to get them to fit. You have down at the bottom Waterman. It says it the other way around. It says Waterman made in France there, if it ever focuses. Waterman made in France. There we go. This is filled with a black ink at the moment. And now we do a writing sample. Alright, writing sample time. I forgot to mention as well that the pen does post, and it posts rather securely. I'm not going to be posting for the writing sample because I tend to not post my pens. So right, we're going to be writing with the Waterman Hemisphere. Let's see if I can not spell this wrong. There we go. And this is a fine, and the ink is Namiki black. Just the standard Namiki ink. And now let us write the Quick Brown Fox. Jumps over the lazy dog. Never, ever, ever, ever get that letter right. These are my kryptonite. Let's just scribble a little bit as the camera goes in and out of focus and see how the feed keeps up, and it seems to keep up rather well. The ink is also fairly liquidy, as you can see from the fact that it is feathering a bit on this cheap paper. This paper, by the way, is Cambridge, which is a cheap brand. That's a little bit better than regular American paper, but it's still pretty cheap. but it does actually handle fountain pens. Anyway, the nib, as you can see, is fairly fine. Let's see if there's any variation in it. Does not appear to be much. Nah. I don't know if the nib is gold or not. Probably not at this price. It's just a bit low of the gold spectrum. Might be gold plated, but that really wouldn't help with the flexibility, and it's not particularly flexible anyway, so there's no reason to believe that it would be a flexible gold. Some gold nibs are kind of hard, but this one has no flex on it whatsoever, which is fine. Let's see if we can write in reverse. It snags. But it's not bad, and you do get an extra fine line, but there is like a burr on it that does snag. So it's a smooth writing nib, good pen, or good nib. And the pen is good too. The pen is solid, very nice construction, very sort of understated but official looking. I have had no problems with it. It's almost always started up. Haven't put too aggressive inks in it though, but it is a fairly standard pen, so I put fairly standard inks in it. Actually, I don't think I've put anything that isn't a black in it yet, because I like black. Black is my color. But it is a solid pen. It holds up. I got this secondhand. So yeah, that is the Waterman Hemisphere. It is a good pen, and I like it, and would definitely recommend it, although it does like to roll. Alright. Bye.